Welcome back, nerds, to another Tales from the Soundcheck podcast. This week, we couldn't help our fucking selves, and we're doing another song review.
Yes, that's correct. We are going to be taking a look at the OG metalcore outfit, It Dies Today, and they have dropped their first new song in about 8 years. It's called Buried by Black Clouds, and we're going to get into it. We're going to bury ourselves.
Hell yes. I love this fucking band. The Caitiff Choir. What a fucking legendary metalcore record. I don't think this record gets nearly as much praise as it should. And I think you'd agree.
Oh my God. I listened to that whole record front to back earlier today, and uh, let me start off by saying this new song almost is like a slightly more mature, but continuation of that record. Like the tones, because that's the one thing is the tones, man. The guitar tones for It Dies Today, from all the way back in 2004 when they made that record to now, are the most like unique, like metal sounding, like not just like metal music, you know what I mean, but like a metallic. I don't want to say tinny because they're not tinny, but like a metallic, like heaviness to them. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that, but
I would say, let's take Tyranny for Modern Romance, for example. Classic song, right? And, the way that song winds up and the guitar just comes in, all the music comes in, the guitars have a very prominent scooped tone, but it cuts so hard at the same time. I don't know what they were using to record those back then, but, damn. I still love that record. I probably listen to it like once a month. I absolutely love that record, and Sirens was awesome too.
I like the way you put that. It cuts. Yeah, it's like
The whole record is like that too. The whole fucking
yeah.
thing from front to back.
Yeah, they've always had such cool guitar tone. It's always been so different. And you can tell when you hear their guitars. You're like, "Oh, that's It Dies Today." You know?
First time I came across It Dies Today, I believe I had gotten tickets to Ozfest 2005. That was the lineup they were on. And man, I remember checking all the bands out because I didn't know, I was probably like a sophomore, junior in high school. So I'm just constantly discovering new music at that age, as you do when you're obsessed with music as much as I was. And I just remember coming across these guys. They were Trust Kill bands. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I know they're going to be good. And then that's the first video I saw, and I was super stoked. And then saw them at Ozfest, and that was it. I was hooked. I was hooked. And yeah, I even got this was after Nick had left, but I even was in a band that got to open for them at the Webster.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Colin got me into him. It was Colin.
hell yeah. What's
Yeah.
up, Colin?
It was yeah. He was the one that was like, "Yo, check this out." Cuz our friendship started in early 2003, and he was at my friend's house with a one of those old, I say old, uh those blue and lime green Discman.
Oh yeah.
Uh yeah. When they had the Walkman was like the alien on the commercials, like that era of the Walkman. He was listening to Frail World's Collapse.
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh, you like he like has like dying?" He's like, "Yeah." And that was it. 20 plus years later. But yeah, he's the one that showed me shortly after that. About a year and a half later, he's like, "Yo, check this band out. Listen to it." And It Dies Today helped inspire a lot of songs that we did with APH. So you know what band they were very similar guitar tones that it came on a Spotify mix the other day. If
Who's
Hope
that?
Dies,
Yeah, yeah. I remember them.
also from upstate New York. So
There was a lot of cool bands.
a lot of
A lot of
unique
cool
shit
bands.
happening up there. But this song, Buried by Black Clouds, man, the second this song starts, it fucking hits. The second. It's just right off the rip. It's in your face. and it dies today. I'm so jealous of the people that saw them at Furnace Fest. So,
Yeah, I was
just let you
watching
guys
those
know.
videos earlier.
Oh, it looks like such a shit show. It looks so much fun.
Yeah, they were just letting them come up on stage and dive right back.
Yep.
Yeah, man, this song hits fucking hard. And kind of to go off like what you said it earlier, it's almost like a continuation of that same kind of sound. It's like it's awesome that they can all these years later still have the ability to tap into that, and there's just something really cool to be said about a bunch of dudes who played together for x amount of years and coming back together and still having that like creative flow. It's a beautiful fucking thing, man.
It is. It is. The first riff. I mean, the variations in the way that they play too. Their guitar players, hats off to them, and their drummer, and everybody, even the vocals, bass. Got to give it to the bass players. The
Mm-hmm.
whole band, the way that they compose their songs. Something as subtle as lifting your palm off, unmuting or muting a
Yep.
certain note. You might only hear if you're a guitar player. Like I said, first riff, awesome. Like it just, I had that Christian Bale look
Ooh.
from
American Psycho.
yeah, American Psycho, where I'm like, ooh, like at the set, at the stereo, this one hits. And then pre-chorus is awesome, very intricate and lots of fun to listen to. The chorus itself is super catchy. Super catchy.
What made It Dies Today for me was basically the fact that they could go from like these just super heartfelt screaming and just like you feel every word he's fucking screaming, and then you go into these just like anthemic like soaring choruses, and like that's the perfect like amalgamation for a metalcore band in my opinion. Like that's what I look for.
I want to check out the lyrics real quick. This is the chorus. My heart, so let it turn to stone, benumbed for fair flesh and bone, the weight, the unbearable weight of yesterday. Catastrophe built this home, blackened, bitter, and once with this wicked world, catastrophe built this home that you'll never see again.
Mm, mm. That's what I mean, man. Bands from that era knew how to fucking write lyrics. That's just poetry. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like I felt every fucking line. God damn.
Yeah, like right off the rip. We never saw the sun, black clouds entombed, as the tides did turn. Oh, how the fates they found you. It was beautiful as lambs to slaughter. Yeah, that's
Man. Nick's such a good fucking songwriter, man.
at a minute and 30 seconds. They got to be hitting like the first fret or doing far up on the neck
Mm-hmm.
bar, because it's that old school like 2006 the brown note, you know? And they hit it a couple times straight down picking, and it's it's another one of those like, ooh, that sounds, it's so heavy. this song is awesome. I can't get enough of it. Like, I cannot get enough of it. I'll listen to it 4 or 5 times in a row.
Yeah, I've probably listened to it close to a dozen times today. Like I'm seriously like I've been listening to this. It's been heavily on rotation. Man, I just love that all these bands are coming back, and I know it's like plays into the nostalgia stuff, but it's just a stark contrast to like the lyric writing of bands that are in the same genre now. I just connect way more to this. It's weird.
It's awesome to see it, and I'd be really interested to know the conversation for this band in particular getting back. I mean, realistically, they haven't dropped a song at all in 8 years or so, almost 9,
Yep.
and, I mean, it's essentially not an active band until recently, and,
Yeah, I did a little sleuthing.
okay.
I did a little deep dive because I was interested to see. I saw the music video today, so I watched that. That was awesome. And then come to find out, their guitar player directed that video. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was digging deeper, and I found a Reddit thread, and come to find out, the person on this thread, it was about this song in particular, and I don't know which guitar player it is, but one of their guitar players was the one who produced this, and according to that thread, if to be believed, of course, is that they're just basically focusing on singles right now.
Oh, that seems to be a common ground for a lot of bands right now, is to be releasing 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 singles on a 10 or 11 song record before they even, drop the record in, like, a year period.
I'm also sure it's a part of like, testing the waters as well.
Yeah.
Seeing what the response is actually going to be like and see what's feasible, what isn't, be realistic about it. And that's a much more like, I guess, logistically smart way to do it.
Yeah, and they're a smart band. I was looking, on YouTube today, one of the songs from 2004 off, Cative Choir, they were uploaded on YouTube in 2006, so they were using the game way back.
Also, keep in mind, Trustkill had their hand on the pulse of
Yep.
that. Them, Ferret, they were all over that.
Yep. In the infancy of YouTube, it helped propel watching bands and getting to see music videos without having to watch TRL.
Fair. Okay, we're gonna go down memory lane for a second, kids. Back when Dave and I were probably in school, there was a cool thing that record labels used to do when they would when you would buy a record or a CD from the store. A lot of these independent labels would accompany the CD with like either a DVD or a sampler CD, so you can check out other bands on the roster. Which obviously these days labels are becoming a thing of the past and all that, but that's what they did back in the day, and it was a smart hustle because it was cheap to do. I remember getting one of I forgot whose record I bought, but I got a Trust Kill one, and their videos were on it. I had a Victory one, like I have tons of them, tons of them. That was pre YouTube. Only a few years later that changed really fast, and all of that stopped in a blink of an eye.
True, I have a bunch of Victory record ones on like a spindle.
Mm-hmm.
I got Victory ones, Trustkill ones. Yeah, you'd get like, oh, what was like there was one I had, I think I still have it in like one of those CD books. Hales and Horns magazine.
Yep, I had that one too.
I had a few of those samplers, and you'd get the magazine, and it'd come with a CD too
Yeah.
in the past. And then, yeah, it did change dramatically. The one thing that's cool about It Dies Today right now is that they're DIY right now.
Yep.
They're themselves. And that could be another reason why they are doing singles. They're just doing what they want. Like you said, they're just dipping their toes and seeing if it works. And clearly they got great reception. I mean, from at Furnace Fest, those videos are off the fucking chain.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope that they come fully back. I mean, they're also, older now, and I don't know if they have kids and businesses and jobs
Yeah,
and
and I mean that's another aspect of it. I'm sure they're just like every other band, they got families, they have other things they're committed to and stuff like that, so that they can come back to this and do it for fun and on their own terms, and that's you know, it's really cool that we live in an age where a band can do that.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the elephant in the room for both of us. Nicholas Brooks
Bro.
coming back for this. Because realistically, the band stopped in like 2015,
Yep.
and they had what was his name?
Jason.
Jason Wood. What's it,
Jason
Wood?
Woods, yeah.
Yeah, and I listened to It Dies Today during that period, but it was
Same.
more. Yeah, I mean, realistically, I listened to it in the early mid 2000s, but once Jason came in, I don't think I think I was doing my own stuff so heavily that I wasn't focused as much as I used to be in just jamming bands. I was jamming my own music.
Yeah.
Uh, but the Caitiff Choir was still the top dog for the album for me to be listening to. Having Nick back is awesome. And that's really the story that I would like to know. So if you guys hear this, we want to know what got everybody back together, because bringing a vocalist back, an original vocalist back.
Yeah, I think they did a stint where they like got back together and played some shows and stuff like that for a bit, but that was really the extent of that.
Yeah, he's great. The dude's voice is so powerful, and he's got such an awesome metalcore singing voice. I mean,
Truly.
they're OG heavy hitters. I think that they should be very excited, because when I saw that this song came out, everybody was talking about it and sharing it with each other and sending it through Messenger and DMs and stuff like that. And I was like, Colin, hey, have you heard it? And he goes, no, they put out a song. And I showed it to him. And he's like, oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Even though it's not a re-recording of a song, it's a brand new song, which makes it even more fun to do a review on, because it's new. It dies today, and it's 2023. What a gift! What a gift!
Absolutely, man. Like there were a lot of bands doing a similar thing around that time, and some of those bands are still around. But like, I don't know, man. Uh, in in my heart of hearts, like they should have been way bigger than they were, and like I just so fucking grateful that they got back together, did some new music, and potentially are going to do more. And I'm just fucking here for the ride, dudes. Like I'm so happy right now.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this is the beginning of a new record.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell on that one. Even if it's just some singles and they play more shows here and there, do some one offs, don't care. I'll have to catch them at some point.
What was your favorite part of this song?
Honestly, like my personal favorite part was just like you just start the song and just the way it just fucking hits at the beginning. And I'm just like, yes.
Yeah,
I
just
was
yes.
like, just the way it kicked in, like that's you had me in like 2 fucking seconds. I was just like, fuck yes. Like it's hard to pick a favorite part when especially I'm such a nerd about this band and I'm like beside myself right now. I'm just super stoked. This whole track is good. And anything else they're gonna put out, I know it's gonna be fucking good too. So like it doesn't matter what I have to say on this subject.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it.
Like just like if you don't know who this band is, just stop everything, listen to this song and go listen to their first two records and you'll know what we're talking about.
Truth. Buried by Black Clouds. It dies today.
Thanks again for tuning in for another episode of Tales from the Soundcheck podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Tales from the Soundcheck podcast and listen on Spotify where you can follow and rate the show.
Don't forget to hit that little bell and subscribe to our YouTube channel for full episodes and future exclusive clips.
If you have any comments, want to chat with us on the show, or have your band featured, please DM us or email us at talesfromthesoundcheckpodcast@gmail.com.